We're grateful to have with us today two Hillbrook alums, Samantha and Bailey Borbas, who both attended Hillbrook from junior kindergarten in Bailey's case and kindergarten in Samantha's case all the way through eighth grade. Sam graduated in 2015 and Bailey graduated in 2018. And throughout their years at Hillbrook, the Borbas family was involved, was committed, and participated with Hillbrook in their children's education. And the Borbases are a shining example of the value of flexible tuition and the importance of the flexible tuition program at Hillbrook. So, Sam and Bailey, welcome. We're glad to have you with us. And I wondered if you could catch us up on what you are up to now.
Well, I am a junior at Bellarmine, and I'm really interested in most of my science classes right now in terms of academics. I'm in an AP Bio class right now, and I've been able to take an honors chemistry class. And next year, I'm hoping to take two science classes: AP Environmental Science and Marine Biology. So that's sort of what I'm focusing in right now. Um, I've been really fortunate to be able to go to go to Bellarmine and have like such easy access to these high level science classes, um, which honestly, my passion for science really started at Hillbrook. Um, and for the sort of extracurricular side, my main extracurricular is theater tech, so that involves set building and stage managing and stuff like that. And I'm really enjoying my time at Bellarmine.
Great. Sounds good. Thanks for updating us, Bailey. And how about you, Sam? What are you up to in college now?
Yeah, so currently I am a sophomore at UC Davis, and I went to Castellea for high school, where I got to do lacrosse and volleyball and also foster my love of science. Bailey and I are similar in that way. And so in Davis, I started out as a biological systems engineering major, and then I realized it wasn't for me and I wanted to shift to animal science and plant science. I'm still solidifying the final major, but yeah, I'm currently taking a physiology class and a really cool California plant communities class that excite me.
Well, I think you've got a lot of time to make that final decision on which career choice or which major will really win you over. But it sounds like you're on a good path. And thank you for joining us from. Are you in your dorm?
I'm actually in my apartment. Davis does dorms for the first year, but after that, you're on your own.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're actually able to be up there in Davis in this, despite this COVID year. You know, I was thinking about how your family, you guys were at Hillbrook, Sam from kindergarten, Bailey from JK. You guys spent a lot of years there. Did you ever ask your parents what drew them to Hillbrook?
We've actually talked about this a couple times. They vividly remember their first tour of the school. Um, what really stood out to them was the whole hands-on learning aspect of Hillbrook, as well as just how beautiful the campus was. And instantly, they knew that this was the right school for us. And without the flexible tuition program, I we wouldn't have been able to experience. I wouldn't have been able to experience those 10 years of my life I spent there. So we feel very fortunate for that.
Yeah. And Sam, the impact of flexible tuition on you, was that meaningful for you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I was always aware from day one. My parents never hid money from us, but I always felt a sense of gratitude and a sense of support. The fact that other families and Hillbrook wanted us to be there and made sure it was possible for us to be there despite our financial differences, that felt super valuable to us.
Well, and you guys as students and as a family were really valuable to Hillbrook. So we were super glad that that was possible for your family thanks to flexible tuition. When you think back at those years at Hillbrook, you both spent a lot of time there. What stands out? What are some of the things that make a Hillbrook education unique?
Um, for me, the biggest standout experiences were the Catalina trip in seventh grade. That really made me figure out what I think I want to do with my life, which is I want to like go into zoology or marine biology. Um, Also, the opportunity to do the eighth grade play was amazing. It it once again sparked my interest in theater tech. And now that I'm at Bellarmine, I was able through theater tech and um, because of Hillbrook in that way, I was able to create new connections with other Hillbrook alumni. For example, Will Mextroth. He was in a grade or two above me. I knew him, but I was never close. But through theater tech, I've been able to form a closer bond with him.
So Will got into theater at Bellarmine as you did because of the eighth grade play, and now you both have a friendship through that?
Exactly.
Oh, that's incredible. How about you, Sam? When you think back at Hillbrook, what stands out for you?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is the super close teacher and student relationships that I built that gave me confidence and ownership of my interests and willingness to explore. And I felt super nurtured there in a lot of ways. Um, a standout experience for me, particularly, was building the History House, which is one of the houses in the Village of Friendly Relations below the amphitheater. It's the newest one. Um, Me and a group of girls, starting in sixth grade and finishing through our eighth grade year, we spent a lot of time during our lunches and our after school and our even we created an elective for it too, planning, designing, creating a budget, build and physically building this new house for the Village of Friendly Relations as an homage to the original school kids who made it and the looking forward to the future. And a lot of like faculty and teachers really rallied around us and made it possible and supported this vision. So that was super duper special for me.
I remember when that happened, and it started with like a letter to Mr. Silver. I remember this idea that, hey, could we students build another village house? If the original houses were built by students, could we do it too? And I loved that it was a group of girls who came up with the idea, and that you had that sense of ownership, that you could go to the head of school and say, hey, we have an idea. Will you hear us out? And the fact that Mr. Silver did hear you out. I love that.
Absolutely. I don't think you'd find that anywhere else. I That felt so unique to Hillbrook to me.
Which kind of reminds me of something that I think is special about Hillbrook students. As once you leave Hillbrook, Hillbrook is a small school, but our grads go on and have a comfort with leadership, and they go on and make an impact in their schools. Did you guys feel like, both at Bellarmine and Castellea, that you had the tools you needed to make your impact somewhere else?
I definitely think so. At Hillbrook, we did some service hours. Most of mine were done at Sacred Heart San Jose Community Center. And through that, I learned that I really wanted to help people who just didn't have what they needed. Um, and at Bellarmine, I've been able to do even more service hours. Recently, I've been working with Habitat for Humanity to build houses. Um, the ones I've been working on particularly are for those who've been affected by COVID-19 and lost their housing. And just being able to have those opportunities to make a difference, no matter how small, it means a lot to me.
Mm, that reminds me of the part of the Hillbrook mantra is reaching beyond ourselves to make a difference in the world. Sam, does that resonate with you? And or perhaps maybe the question should be, what matters to you and what are you doing about it? That's a question. I don't know if that was being asked when you guys were there, but we certainly ask it of our students now. And the answers can be anything from a hobby to a concern about the environment. What matters to you is an individual thing. But I think the important thing is, what are you doing about it? So if I were to ask you that, what would you say?
Yeah, Hillbrook absolutely set me up for that sort of leadership and caring and feeling agency towards the things you care about. Um, Part of what was really special about Hillbrook was through buddies and just through how connected the different grades in the campus was. I felt a ton of comfort with interacting with kids way older than me and younger than me. And so that has translated to a strong desire to work with young kids. I've done a lot of volunteering at a rainbow preschool at Stanford. So I'm really curious about childhood development and treating kids with tons of respect and fostering their curiosity and fostering their learning and connections with adults and other kids different ages.
All right, Sam and Bailey, I know you're both busy. Bailey with high school, Sam with college. We let you get back to it. But as we wrap up, are there any final thoughts or comments you want to leave with our current Hillbrook families?
The main thing I want to emphasize is that I know I can speak for everyone on the flexible tuition program that we're all so grateful to be in such a caring and close community, and I hope you will all do your best to help support Hillbrook and the flexible tuition program.
Well, thank you both so much. You are shining examples of what a great Hillbrook graduate looks like. And so we're so very proud of you. And we're really grateful that you took the time with us tonight to talk about your experience at Hillbrook and what flexible tuition meant to your family. Sam and Bailey Borbas, thank you both so much.